Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lawrence Welk Show, celebrating more than 60 years on television. Now sit back and enjoy the show selected especially for public television.
To quote Havelock Ellis, dancing is the loftiest, the most moving, the most beautiful of the arts because it is no mere translation or abstraction from life. It is life itself. This is what I feel about life. Hello, I'm Cissy King, and I'm here in the audience of the Welk Champagne Theater in Branson because that's where my heart is with the audience of the Lawrence Welk Show. I've received so many nice letters over the years asking how I'm doing and what I'm doing, and now I'm here to answer all your questions. First of all, I just moved into a beautiful new home in Scottsdale, Arizona. I live very near Ralna, and I'm truly enjoying the warm and sunny weather and her warm friendship. I decided to live in Scottsdale because it's halfway between Los Angeles and Albuquerque, the two places I call home. I also chose it because my niece Robin and her family live there, and now we can have big family reunions for the holidays. My brothers and my mom come to Arizona for all of the holidays. We all like to play golf, and now that my home is on a golf course, we'll have even a greater time. The show you're about to see was first broadcast in 1975, and it's a tribute to Irving Berlin. On the show, Lawrence mentions that Mr. Berlin had just celebrated his 87th birthday, and of course he lived to be 101 years old. Now, here's Mr. Welk leading the band as we begin our salute to this great American composer and lyricist.
And if you care to hear the Swanee River played in ragtime, come on and hear, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Alexander's Ragtime Band.
And there you had the very first hit song by the man we're honoring this evening. A true genius in the art of popular songwriting, Irving Berlin. On May 11, Mr. Berlin will celebrate his 87th birthday, and his long and brilliant career has enriched all of our lives. Here's a Berlin song that lends itself nicely to our champagne style, Say It Isn't So. A 1 and 2 and... Take over, kid.
You did really good there, I thought.
Let me show you how to do it.
Terrific.
I want to learn how to do that.
I just can't do that. I don't know why. You know, Irving Berlin is really an exceptional songwriter because not only did he write the words, but he wrote the music also to his songs.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, not only did he write words and music for this song, but he wrote music and 2 sets of words, and we're going to try to sing both sets.
Are we really?
Okay.
Okay.
I hear music and there's no one there. I smell blossoms and the trees are bare. All day long I seem to walk on air. I wonder why. I wonder why. I keep tossing in my sleep at night. And what's more, I've lost my appetite. Stars that used to twinkle in the skies are twinkling in my eyes. I wonder why.
I'm gonna tell you.
Tell me.
You don't need analyzing. It is not so surprising that you feel very strange but nice. Your heart goes pitter-patter. I know just what's the matter because I've been there once or twice. Put your head on my shoulder. You need someone who's older. Rub down with a velvet glove. There is nothing you can take to relieve that pleasant ache. You're not sick, you're just in love. There is nothing you can take
twinkle in
to relieve
my
that
eyes are
pleasant ache.
twinkling in
You're not sick,
your
you're
eyes.
just in love. You're not sick, you're just in love.
Guy and Ralna, they both are such great individual singers that it's no mistake they have such a wonderful musical sound when they sing together. You know, it's such an unusual experience to look back and watch yourself perform. It was so much fun doing Fred Astaire numbers with Bobby Burgess, and at one point, we won the Fred Astaire Award for Contribution to Dance. There's no doubt that I've always stayed faithful to my first love, dancing. After I left the Welk show in 1978, I designed and performed a nightclub act, which I called Cissy King and Two Fellas. There were a couple of sets of two fellas, my brother John and Barry Woodruff, and then Joe Ryder and Jim Crawford, who is still a longtime friend and a dance partner. I was actually in a dance competition with Jim way back when I met Bobby Burgess, and he asked me to audition. I did my nightclub act all over the country, and I continued to write and design and choreograph shows for the Six Flags amusement parks, which I started to do even before I left the Welk show. Just about the time I was dreaming of seeing the world, I got a call from the Stella Solaris cruise ship line, and of course I said yes. My first assignment was a 4-month cruise out of Greece, sailing the Mediterranean, down the coast of Africa, and over to South America and the beautiful southern Caribbean islands. I did the ocean crossings and saw all the exotic places I had dreamed of for years, and I got to dance every night to very appreciative and friendly audiences. Not sitting in theater seats like this, but sitting at tables and eating a wonderful dinner. I still perform quite often and always have such a great time with the audience. I have a lifetime motto. You can't beat fun for a good time. I've had such a good life, and believe me, I count my blessings.
When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all. and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and I picture curly hairs, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. So if you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you fall asleep counting your blessings.
And Chincha Rogers made movie history dancing to Irving Berlin's Cheek to Cheek. Here's today's top dance couple, Cissy and Bobby, in this same great song.
That is top performance by Bobby and Cissy. You know, folks, they say you can't really go wrong with a Berlin song. And this certainly holds true when it's sung by our lovely Champagne lady, Norma Zimmer. In the introduction, you'll also hear some very pretty violin by our concert master, Joe Levoti.
They say that falling in love is wonderful. It's wonderful. So they say. And with the moon up above, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, so they tell me. I can't recall who said it,
Life really is wonderful, but all of us have things that just happen. I lived on a mountaintop in Beverly Hills 90210. I really did live there, well, until the big earthquake. I was in Albuquerque visiting my parents when I saw the devastation in Los Angeles on TV. And though they were talking about Northridge, they panned the camera down the street with all the gas lines spewing fire high into the sky. A grocery store was burning, a cleaners was exploding, and then all of a sudden I recognized a sign of a small cafe directly as the crow flies below my house. Well, the next few hours I spent trying to get through to someone to see if my house had exploded. A few days later, when I drove back to L.A., the front door was jammed crooked, so I had to go around the back and climb through a window, and I stepped into my office filled with rubble and everything that imploded in there, and I looked down into the debris and found this little pillow, and it just about tells the whole story. Dull women have immaculate homes. I thought, I must really be exciting. Fortunately, though, I had full earthquake insurance. So you see, the sun really does rise again, which is just what Irving Berlin says in his next song.
Got no diamonds, got no pearls, still I think I'm a lucky girl. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Got no mansions, got no yachts, still I'm thankful for what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine brings me a lovely day. Moonlight brings me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks, still I'd like to express my thanks with the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright. With the sun in the morning and the moon at night. With the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Sunshine brings me a lovely day. Moonlight brings me the Milky Way. Got no checkbooks, got no banks, still I'd like to express my thanks with the sun in the morning and the moon at night. And with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening, I'm alright.
Thank you very much, Tanya and Bob. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. People have been dancing to Irving Berlin's music for over 60 years. Here's one of his songs for your dancing pleasure, Soft Lights and Sweet Music. And I'm going to go out there to the studio audience. We have a wonderful studio audience this evening, and see if some of the ladies might dance with me. George Cates, take over the band. and gentlemen, Delo.
Thank you, Lawrence. Irving Berlin wrote a great song about this fabulous business of ours. It's a song, you know, every entertainer knows that someday you're way up there, next day you can be way down. So there's always that chance and that hope of reaching that highest pinnacle of success. So Mr. Berlin was right when he wrote, "There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even with the turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show. There's no people like show people. They smile when they are low. Even with the turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show.
Delo, Detroit, Michigan's gift to champagne music. Irving Berlin's songs have such remarkable lasting qualities, it hardly seems possible that this next beautiful song was a big hit exactly 50 years ago.
Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always. I'll be loving you always, always, with a love that's true, always, always. When the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand always, always. Days may not be fair always. That's when I'll be there always. Not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, but always, 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 always.
Cissy King, what a sensational little dancer.
This may not even surprise you. Of everyone I ever danced with in my life, my favorite partner was Lawrence Welk. He danced with such zest and style. Well, now, where was I? After the earthquake, remember I was homeless, but I was housebroken. I went to Japan with my niece Cuesta, who was a model, and we traveled all over the country as she worked. And then after that, I moved to Kailua on Oahu in Hawaii, and I lived 2 doors from the most beautiful white sand beach in the world. I lived there for about 4 years, and I got my real estate license, and I even gave some private dancing classes. When my father's health began to fail, I came back to Albuquerque, and I spent the last few months of his life with him. He was 92 years young when he died, And I wrote a tribute to him, sort of like an old-fashioned gazette of his life and times with lots of pictures, and I sent it out to all of his friends in our family. He was a very special man, and I wanted to share all the things I had learned about him in our time together. It was a true work of love. Now here's another very special man in my life, Lawrence Welk.
Our show continues with Jimmy Roberts and another one of Irving Berlin's famous waltzes.
What'll I do when you are far away and I am blue? What'll I do? What'll I do when I am wondering who is kissing you? What'll I do? What'll I do with just a photograph to tell my troubles to? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? When I'm alone with only dreams of you that won't come true, what'll I do? What'll I do? What'll I do?
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a warm audience. I guess Irving Berlin and I have a little something in common. We both like to let our music do the talking for us. This title tells the story. Say it with music. Gentlemen, a 1 and 2 and... Anacani, how well are you acquainted with Irving Berlin?
Well, his songs are so well known all over the world, and including Mexico.
And what are you going to do for us?
I chose a really pretty song called How Deep Is the Ocean?
One of my favorites, too.
How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times a day do I think of you? How many roses are sprinkled with dew? How far would I travel to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to a star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky?
Anacani, what a beautiful woman, inside and out. That's what makes her so special. As I was searching for a house in Arizona, I spent a lot of time with the most special lady in my life, my mom. Recently, the local Albuquerque ABC television station did a spotlight piece on me, my life on the Lawrence Welk Show, and what I'm doing these days. They used a few clips of me dancing with Bobby and Mr. Welk, and then showed me coaching some of my students at Fishback Studio before they left for a big dance competition in Las Vegas. It was so much fun doing that TV piece for them that I got so many calls from friends and classmates from the old days. I'm constantly astounded by the long reach of television, especially public television. I hear from people all over the country who watch and truly enjoy these shows. Thanks so much for being such a great audience and such loyal fans of Lawrence Welk's musical family.
Ava Barber is winning lots of friends with her delightful singing style. Let's listen to our country gal and another Berlin favorite.
It's a lovely day today, so whatever you've got to do, you've got a lovely day to do it in, that's true. And I hope whatever you've got to do is something that can be done by two, for I'd really like to stay. It's a lovely day today, so whatever you've got to do, I'd like to spend all my lovely days with you. But if you've got something that must be done, and it can only be done by one, there is nothing more to say, except it's a lovely day for saying, it's a lovely day, it's a lovely day today. So whatever you've got to do, I'd be so happy to be doing it with you. But if you've got something that must be done, and it can only be done by one, there is nothing more to say, except it's a lovely day for saying, it's a lovely day, hey, it's a lovely day, hey, it's a lovely day.
Gee, Ada, did you hear all that applause?
I sure did.
I sure wish you would sing a song for me sometime.
Well, don't worry, Hoopy. There's a lot more shows.
Oh, good. I'll take a rain check on that then.
Okay.
All right.
Sometimes it isn't easy finding a song to fit the theme of our shows. But this week I had no problem. I had hundreds of great songs to choose from. I picked an Irving Berlin song titled Steppin' Out with My Baby. Fellas, how about an intro?
Thank you, Arthur. The hardest thing for any songwriter is to compose a simple, original melody. And Irving Berlin succeeded like no one else in history. For this next simple melody, we call on Dick Dale and three pretty girls, Sandy, Gail, and Mary Lou.
You play a simple melody like my mother sang to me, one with good old-fashioned harmony. Play a simple melody.
Musical D's will set your honey a dream, and won't you play us a rag? Just change that classical nag to some sweet, beautiful drag. If you will play from a copy of a tune that is choppy, you'll get all my applause. And that is simply because I want to listen to rag.
Won't you play a simple melody like my mother sang to me, one with good old-fashioned harmony. Play a simple melody. Play a simple melody. Play a simple melody.
Over the years, I've realized that the one thing I could count on was my relationship with the audience. I think that was one of the most important things I learned from Mr. Welk. I always love including the audience in my performance. I do a number where at first a few people come up and join me, and by the end of the number, everyone in the audience is dancing with me, like at this worldwide Noni convention. Because of all of my experience doing that, I'm working on a video that teaches dancing in a natural way. It's for everyone who wants to add a lot of style to their natural way of dancing. In my video, I'll move you around, add music, and then I'll sneak up on you, and all of a sudden, you'll be dancing. Working on this video is great fun, and it's a great challenge, and hopefully I'll have it ready in the next few months.
Our fine clarinet man, Henry Cuesta, got together with our rhythm section and worked up a little arrangement of Irving Berlin's famous Blue Skies. Henry, the stage is yours.
With some fine help by Bob Snail, Neil Levang, Johnny Klein, and Richard Maloof. Next we have Joe Feeney with Bob Ralston at the organ, recalling still another all-time Berlin hit, Remember. Bob, take it away.
Remember the night you said I love you. Remember you vowed by all the stars above you. Remember we found a love
after I learned to care a lot, you promised that you'd forget me not, but you forgot to remember. You promised that you'd forget me not, but you forgot to
Wasn't that nice? Thank you very much, Joe and Bob. It would be hard to pick the most popular of Irving Berlin's many great songs. But this next composition must rank very high. Bob Ballard has made a fine arrangement of A Pretty Girl Is Like a Melody. The band is in the capable hands of our good friend, George Cates.
such a delight to be working on a Lawrence Welk show again. It was a wonderful part of my life, and I loved dancing with the talented Bobby Burgess and learning the show business ropes under the guiding hand of Mr. Welk. But even more than that, I treasure the relationship I have with you, the audience. You've been the greatest fans anyone could have. I truly appreciate the fact that you were there when I needed you the most. Thanks so much for spending this hour with me. Take good care of yourselves and stay well. Bye-bye.
Good night, until we meet again. Adios, au revoir, I'll be the same till then. And though it's always sweet sorrow to part, you know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And now till we meet again. Adios, au revoir, I'll be the same. Good night. Good night, sleep tight, and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And now till we meet again. Adios, au revoir, I'll be the same. Good night. For singing, the moon is flying high.
When the sun in the morning peeps over the hill and kisses the roses round my windowsill, then my heart fills with gladness when I hear the trill of the birds in the treetops on Mockingbird Hill.
Oh, I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding merrily along.